Welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati. My name is Reverend Connie Simon. Our urban community welcomes all with love, supports learning and spiritual growth, serves our wider community, and works for justice, equity, and inclusion. We're glad you're here with us this morning. If you'd like more information about our community or its work, please email us at member-care@firstuu.com. Out of an abundance of love for our members, families, staff, and community, the First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati building remains closed. That doesn't mean you can't still reach us. For information on our programming, worship services, lifespan faith development education, or general questions, please send us an email at member-care@firstuu.com. You can also call our office at 513-281-1564, and we'll gladly return your call. Our congregational meeting will be held on Sunday, January 31st at 11 a.m. following the service. All members must be registered through Breeze in order to vote at the meeting. If you haven't yet registered, you still have time. Contact Office Administrator Katia Dodd for assistance. Your body is welcome here, all of it. Yes, even that part, and that part, and yes, even that part. The parts you love and the parts you don't. For in this place we come with all that we are, all that we have been, and all that we are going to be. Our bodies are constantly changing. Cells die and cells are reborn. We respond to infections and disease. Sometimes we can divorce them from our bodies, and other times they become a permanent part of us. Your body and all that is within it, both wanted and not wanted, has a place here. Our bodies join in a web of co-creation, created and creating, constantly changing us, scarred and tattooed, tense and relaxed, diseased and cured, unfamiliar and intimate, formed in infinite diversity of creation. Your body is welcome here, all of it. So take a moment and welcome it. Take a moment to feel in it. Take a moment to be in it. With that chalice lighting by the Reverend Sean Neil Barron, we open our service this morning in body and spirit. Today, we're honored to share with you meditations and stories and images about that wondrous creation that is the human body.
Your Body is Awesome by Sigrun Danielsdottir, illustrated by Björk Bjarkadottir. Some illustrations have been modified to accommodate text. Everybody has a body. We live in our body. It is like our house. Bodies are amazing instruments that allow us to do all sorts of exciting things, like jumping up and down, dancing, and splashing. Bodies are fun. Our body can make us feel good, like when we get a foot massage, or snuggle up on the sofa, or when someone strokes our back at bedtime. It's nice to have a body. Bodies are smart. They let us know what they need to stay well and feel good. Bodies don't use words to talk to us. They use feelings. They send us messages about what they need through the way we feel. When we feel hungry, our body is telling us it needs food. When we feel full, our body is telling us it has had enough for now. When we feel tired, our body is telling us that it needs rest. When we wake up feeling refreshed, our body is telling us it is fully rested. It is important to listen to our bodies. What happens, for instance, if our body lets us know that it needs to go to the bathroom and we don't listen? It is also important that adults listen to us when we tell them what is happening in our body. When we say that we are full or tired or need to use the bathroom, adults should listen. Our body knows best. Try closing your eyes and traveling down into your tummy. How do you feel in there? Is your stomach hungry, full, or neither? Stretch your toes and fingers in every direction. Try feeling your hands, your feet, your mouth, and your ears. When you breathe deeply, feel the way the air comes in through your nose and goes down into your lungs, and then goes back out the same way. This is your body. It is amazing. Your body is brilliant. It makes your heart beat and the blood pump through your veins. It digests your food and grows bigger and stronger every day. It makes your hair and nails grow. It heals your cuts and bruises and fights illness and infections. Your body is a good body. Bodies need a lot of care. They need nutritious food to grow bigger and have the energy to do everything they need to do all day. They need lots of fun and activity in order to stay healthy and have strong muscles and bones. They need to get plenty of rest at night so that they will be refreshed and ready for action the next day. And they need time, and sometimes help, to heal when they get sick or hurt. Everybody is different. Some bodies are taller and others are shorter. Some bodies are larger and others are smaller. Some have curly hair and others straight. Some have dark skin and others fair. Every body is unique. Just imagine if human beings were flowers. Wouldn't it be boring if all the flowers in the world were the same? We want to have all sorts of flowers so that we can make a beautiful, colorful, big bunch of flowers. We also want there to be all sorts of birds and animals. And we think it's much more fun to color with lots of crayons instead of just one. It's wonderful that everything is so different. All bodies are good bodies. A tall body is not better than a short body. They are just different. Fat and thin bodies are also just different. Neither is better than the other. They are just different. Like pink and green, or tulips and daisies. It is important to feel good about your body and be happy about the way you are. It is important to allow others to be happy about the way they are. We don't need to be like anybody but ourselves. Be kind to your body and treat it with love. Your body is your friend, and you will live in it all your life. I love my body. Even if there are parts of my body that I think might look strange. I love my body, even though there are parts of my body that I think don't function too well. I love my body because it allows me to experience this world and all it has to offer, and because it allows me to do so many amazing things. I wonder, what do you love about your body?
Feel that? Every breath, every inhale, exhale, we are living, breathing, connected. We are the whole, complete, beautiful selves that we were born to be. Feel that? In your bones, in your muscles, in your heart and your blood. That is the extraordinary you. The you who was born for this time, this place, this moment. Feel that? The struggle, the worry, the pain, the loss, the grief. It is still you. You are still whole, complete, beautiful, extraordinary. Feel that. This is the time in our service when we honor the joys and sorrows of our community since last we were together. It's our tradition at First Unitarian Church to do this by dropping a stone in water. The stone represents the particular joy or sorrow we're carrying, and the water represents the healing power of love. By dropping the stone in water, we allow it to soothe our sorrows and amplify our joys. This week, in keeping with our theme of body and spirit, I offer an excerpt from a prayer entitled Spirit and Body Joined Together by Laura Horton Ludwig. Spirit of life and love, we are here not just minds and hearts, but bodies too. We human beings, spirit and body joined together. On this day, we send out a prayer or a wish that every person, every being may be safe and well in body and spirit. May every person be well, and may we treat every person with respect and kindness and love. On this day, when we consider the connections between our bodies and our spirits, we lift up our hope and aspiration that all people will live in freedom to give and guard their bodies as seems best to them, and to exercise their own powers of moral discernment around their fertility and creative potential. May we remember that it is especially challenging for those who are living in poverty to exercise these rights, and may our society support them in every way possible. We say a special prayer for all those who have experienced violence or abuse, or any other form of damage to their being which is so precious. May they know safety and healing. For all of us, may our physical being be a source of delight and well-being as we live in this world. May every being be safe and well in body and in spirit. May every person be well, and may we be vessels of compassion for everyone we meet. Amen. For those we have named, for those whose names we do not know, and those whose names are carefully guarded in our hearts, we pause for a moment of silent meditation, reflection, and prayer as we enjoy this beautiful photograph from Larry Petlinski and Jane Hobson. It's given in honor of their anniversary and in gratitude and celebration of their children and grandchildren. That first breath must be delicious. It must be more tantalizing, more intoxicating than any drug, fragrant like no flower will ever be, enticing like no body scent. It must be all of this and more, yet without words or memories, how do we know? That first glorious rush of air wants us to keep breathing, wants our hearts to keep beating, wants our eyes to open and see, wants our souls to open and say yes. The first breath wants us to live all our life saying, please God, let me live, let me breathe for just one more day, until we breathe our very last. For the month of January, First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati is proud and honored to support the important work of the Cincinnati Interfaith Workers Center. CIWC members organize for wages and benefits adequate to raise families with dignity, for the right to safe working conditions, to organize and bargain collectively without intimidation, for equal protection under the law, opportunity to work together using democratic principles, development of leaders who can advocate for change in their workplace and community, including justice for immigrants, for the ability to connect with the struggles of workers in other industries, states, and parts of the world to build solidarity, and for legislation such as the Wage Theft Ordinance to help protect workers and immigrants. If you'd like to join us in supporting the Cincinnati Interfaith Workers Center, please make your contribution before January 31st. To do so, you may text GIVE to 513-717-7373. If you're a member, you can click Give Now in our Breeze system. Anyone can give online at www.firstuu.com or by mailing a check to First Unitarian Church, 536 Linton Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45219. Please be sure to designate that your contribution is going to the Cincinnati Interfaith Workers Center, the January Share the Plate recipient. Our offering will now be gratefully received. If this is your first time visiting, please feel free to let the virtual plate pass you by. Let us turn inward now. Feel the rhythm of the breath. In and out. In and out. Find the peace of just being with the flow of the breath. Letting go of yesterday and tomorrow. Feel the restorative power of the peace of this moment. A peace large enough to open to the concerns and sorrows that trouble us. A stillness quiet enough to respond to the joys and celebrations that enliven us. There is safety here in the rhythm of the breath. The ebb and flow of life is enacted with each one, taking in oxygen sustenance, letting go of carbon dioxide waste, taking in the fullness of experience, letting go of the residue that wants to cling to us. Cultivate inner peace and inner safety in this sanctuary, dedicated to cultivating the spirit of life, dedicated to being a beacon of love for all beings.
Breathe in, breathe breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
Look at your hands. They've been through a lot, those hands. They have strengths, scars, and beauty. I invite you to remember that it is your hands that do the work of love in the world. These hands may hold another's hands. These hands may type emails to politicians, sign cards of consolation and congratulation. These hands may patiently teach, quilt works of beauty, or write words urging peace. These hands may bathe children, feed elders, nurse the ill, work the earth, organize communities. These hands clasp in prayer, open in release, grasp in solidarity, clench in righteous anger. These hands are God's hands, your hands, our hands, a great mystery of flesh and intention, a great potential of embodied love.
A woman's hands will calm your heart and breathe you deep where healing starts. A woman's hands know what to do. A woman's hands will hold you through. This woman's hands will calm your heart and breathe you deep where healing starts. This woman's hands know what to do. This woman's hands will hold you through. A mother's hands will calm your heart and breathe you deep where healing starts. A mother's hands know what to do. A mother's hands will hold you through.
This body is not what it was. I got shin splints from running today, when 10 years ago all I'd get was smelly feet. My back aches just from sitting these days. In my youth, all my pain came from climbing trees. This body is not what it was. Not some alien thing thrust upon me, so clumsy, always in the way. I know it and move it like it's mine. Didn't say I never walk into walls from time to time. This body is not what it will be when the sagging of old age sets in and simple backaches are fond memories. So I'll take and enjoy what it is right now. Not yet frail from old age, but sometimes awkward and weak, Really, it suits what's inside quite nicely. This body is not what it was or what it will be. And thankfully, right now, it seems to just fit me. Okay. That's all right. Our bodies are amazing, aren't they? Think about it. From the moment we're born, with absolutely no training at all, no manual, no instructions, nobody telling us what to do, we know how to use this body. We know how to take that first breath. The baby knows how to cry to get mom's attention or dad's attention, to get food, to be picked up, to have diapers changed, whatever it needs. Somehow, we know how to use our eyes. We know how to use our ears to listen. We know how to swallow. And over time, our muscle coordination gets better. We figure out how to use hands and feet to get up and make this body walk and move. Our brain all the time is thinking and learning and processing information. Trillions and trillions of bytes of information are coming in. Images, words, experiences, feelings, sounds. Everything is coming into our body. This brain is operating like a master machine, telling all the different parts what to do, telling my hands to move this way and that way, reminding me that you're talking into a camera, telling me that I have I have rings on my fingers, or that I need to move my feet, and telling me that I need to breathe all the time that this is happening. And still, my liver is processing, my kidneys are working. The human body is amazing with what it can do. My immune system is still running. Our digestive system works. And then we have this amazing organ that we call skin. What Dr. Joel Almeida describes as an amazing built-in self-repairing raincoat and blanket. All of this, just part of this amazing body that, as I said, we know how to use from day one. And it gets better as we get older. The older we get, the more we learn how to control it and how to make it do the things that we want to do. We get stronger. And if we train it properly, if we really put in the extra effort and the extra learning, we become athletes. We become dancers, singers. We use the parts of our body to accomplish things. We become carpenters and builders and engineers and problem solvers, all with this one body. Everybody gets one. We all get the same body, but it's what we can do with it, what it lets us do. But I tell you, as amazing as this body is, it doesn't last forever. The parts age and wear out. Inside and out, the parts start to fade. The skin's not quite as warm as it used to be, not as taut. The joints aren't as flexible as they used to be. And the endocrine system and the digestive system, they're not so great either. And there's nothing that we can do about that. That is the aging process. We're given these bodies just for a while. So in time, the parts will stop working. Sometimes, though, the parts wear out and our bodies fail us because of disease, through no fault of our own. I wish I did know why some people get sick and others don't. That's one of the mysteries of life. Sure, there are some things that we do that may make us more susceptible to illnesses. But there's something particularly haunting and saddening about seeing a young person be sick. I don't know why our minds have to fail us, why we suffer from dementia and Alzheimer's. I don't know why. But our bodies will fight and fight and fight against whatever the disease is until they just can't fight anymore. Sometimes our bodies are ravaged by substance abuse and by addiction, which is another form of disease, whether it's drugs or alcohol or food or work or anything else. Sometimes these are ways that we destroy our own bodies. Our bodies just can't keep up. It's too much. We fight and fight, and we don't make it. And sometimes our bodies are abused by others. Violence, literal and figurative violence, especially against Black and brown bodies, those who are differently abled, against women. There is a form of abuse, of physical violence that comes from allowing bodies to live on the street, unhoused, lacking basic food and shelter and water. That's as much abuse of a body as is physical violence. And yet, in our society, we've been unable to end this issue, end this problem. And we allow bodies to go hungry in a world where so many have more than they'll ever need or ever use. That's a form of bodily abuse as well. There are so many ways that systemic oppression deprives folks of the right to be safe in their own body, that deprives them of the enjoyment of this magical machine. But none are so sad as when we don't appreciate the miracle of the body ourselves. So sometimes it's not just wear and tear. If we don't take care of this body, it's not going to last as long. It's kind of like maintaining a car. If you don't change the oil, if you don't change the air filter, if you don't rotate the tires and replace the hoses, the car's just not going to last as long. Our bodies are the same way. If we don't perform the routine maintenance, if we don't take care of the day-to-day needs, keeping it clean, keeping it in good order, it's not going to last as long. No walking, no exercise, improper diet. It's not good for the body. Now, I know I'm one to talk. I haven't always taken the best care of my body, and it's not in the greatest shape right now, but it's better than it was. It does what I need it to do right now for the most part. And even though I haven't kept it at peak maintenance, it still functions pretty well. Although I have to say that as I'm aging, I notice that the parts are showing a little bit more wear and tear, and they give me a harder time every now and then. And that's okay. I've had some good years of use, and I look forward to many more. But I learned an important lesson a few years ago. You can't serve from an empty vessel. Whatever it is that you pursue in life, whatever it is that you think is important, whether it's raising kids or your career or being a minister or being an educator or being an athlete, you can't do any of it if you don't take care of yourself. It's kind of like they say, put your own oxygen mask on first before you tend to those who are traveling with you. You can't serve others. You can't do the work of justice if you don't care for yourself. Now, I used to be one of those people who was always working, always going, always doing something. People would tell me that I just made them tired with all of the things that I was doing. But a few years ago, before I came to Cincinnati, I learned that not only did I not want to keep going at that pace, but I couldn't keep going at that pace. It just wasn't sustainable. You can't serve from an empty vessel. And even now and then, I still get caught in the trap of working without proper rest. And then my body reminds me, it's time to stop. It's time to lay down just for a while and rest. So today, let's make a promise to one another to nourish and care for these amazing bodies that we inhabit, because we're only in them for a little while. And while we're in here, we've got lots of work to do if we really want to live into our values and the mission of this church. Because changing the world, changing our city, changing ourselves is going to take all our strength and then some. We're going to need these bodies to get that work done. So every day, whether it's 1 minute or 5 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever you have, take some time to be grateful for your body, however it is, whatever it can do, without complaining about what it used to be able to do or what it can't do, without the shame of the things that you aren't able to do, the things that you don't have. Let's be grateful for what we do have, grateful for the bodies that we have. And let's show them, let's show ourselves some love. We deserve it. And remember, you can't serve from an empty vessel. We end our service with a body blessing by Lisa Bovey-Kemper. May you be blessed with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. May your intellect take you far on your journey. You have been blessed with reason and free will. It is your call every day to use these gifts. May you be blessed with voice. May you learn the complex nature of truth-telling. The ability to speak the truth in love is something that requires honesty, empathy, and care. You are challenged every day to seek the joy that comes with sharing your truth compassionately as well as listening to others. May your heart be full and blessed with love. May you know the agony of heartbreak as it is intertwined with the elation of true love. Your heart is a strong and resilient organ, one that will be with you until the end of your time on earth. May you heed the wisdom of your heart and always trust the truth it tells. You are blessed with the gift of sexuality. May you always remember that you are a beloved child of God. Your body is sacred and belongs to you alone. May you live into the full expression of your identity as a human being, embracing your true sexual and gender identity. The gift of sexuality brings with it many rewards as well as many great responsibilities. May you always retain power over your own being, striving toward mutually fulfilling and just relationship. When you were a baby, your tiny hands were your first contact with the world. Before you could see more than a few feet in front of your face, you grasped the finger of your loved ones. You catch yourself with your hands when you fall, and you express love and comfort to others with them too. May your hands be gentle and strong. May you use them to carry light into the darkness and give rest to the weary. May your hands always find the place of greatest need, beginning with your own, and may the Creator of all things hold you in the palm of her hand wherever you go. May you be blessed on your journey. May you remember that growth happens on the journey and that you're never alone. May you always remember that you are a whole person, that each of these parts work together. We offer our blessings upon you, body, mind, and spirit. May you be guided by compassion and truth, justice and love. May you find rest on the journey, always remembering where you came from, being mindful that your ancestors stand behind you, whether we are present on earth or have gone back to the soul of the world. May you be blessed in all things and carry blessings with you wherever you go.
This is Doug Rohr. Please join me as we extinguish our chalice by reading aloud these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.